Hey everybody, I'm Tim Mooney of the Timothy Mooney Repertory Theater. Welcome to my virtual booth. Just over 20 years ago, I went crazy wild writing 17 new adaptations of the plays of Molière in rhymed iambic pentameter and quickly discovered how fun they were to act in and found myself getting cast in a bunch of the roles that Molière himself first played almost 400 years ago. Birthday number 400 will be in 2022. Long story short, I created a one-man show, Molière Then Thou, with me as Molière playing some of his favorite roles. His cast all came down with food poisoning and he didn't want to refund the audience's money. I had a blast, the audiences did too, and it all packed up nicely in my car, so I took it on the road. Never anticipated I'd be on the road for 20 years, performing this show maybe 500 times. I stopped counting. On a crazy, insane whim, given that I was pretty much taking up residency in the 17th century, I decided to memorize one monologue from every Shakespeare play because, I don't know, they were there. 38 monologues and 6 sonnets, which I now perform entirely at random based on the spin of a bingo cage as Lot O' Shakespeare. The audience all plays along, each with their own individual Iago card, and the first one to match up 4 in a row wins a t-shirt or a book. Somewhere in there, I realized that those speeches that were drawn from Shakespeare's history plays make a lot more sense when they're actually in historical order, and so I added a bunch more monologues from those history plays with a fair amount of snarky narration, and came up with Shakespeare's Histories, 10 epic plays at a breakneck pace, filling in the gaps of history to make those hard-to-penetrate Shakespeare history plays make sense in a whole new way. Performing Shakespeare's Histories at an international festival, a director from Denmark came up to tell me how very much he enjoyed it, but noted, "What I'd really like for you to do would be to focus on just one play and get deep inside that one psychologically." Really? Which one did you have in mind? Well, I'm from Denmark. And that was all I needed to inspire Breakneck Hamlet. All of the important, exciting, hilarious soliloquies and speeches of Hamlet with, of course, more snarky narration to get you through the rest. And having done Hamlet, I realized that I really wanted to see just how my most successful Shakespeare monologue, Friends, Romans, Countrymen, actually fit into the play Julius Caesar. And so I deconstructed that play and put it back together as Breakneck Julius Caesar, making some pretty startling discoveries about just what Shakespeare was doing with that play. I also found some really fun opportunities for audience participation, even when performed on Zoom. I noticed that those Shakespeare speeches that were drawn from actual history were really exciting, and just for fun, I Googled the greatest speech of all time. Well, of course, that became a one-man play too. I put together my 10 favorites, leading the audience through the brilliant speeches of Socrates, Mark Antony, Frederick Douglass, Abraham Lincoln, Emma Goldman, Teddy and Franklin Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, Dwight Eisenhower, and Martin Luther King. It's pretty inspiring. And so 20 years flew by with me performing all of these shows on the road while putting about 750,000 miles on my car, probably racking up a lot of damage to the climate in the process. I knew that I really had to make up for all that carbon in the atmosphere, in the only way that I knew how. And so, Man Cave, a one-man sci-fi climate change tragicomedy. The last man on Earth at the end of climate change broadcasts to whatever Klingons or Vulcans might still be out there listening, trying to explain how not to do what we did. It turns out not only is this show good for the arts crowd, but it's also a hit with the sciences, as well as, people who actually care about the planet. Almost everywhere I go, people ask, "How did your life turn out this way?" You should do like a keynote address or a workshop or something to explain just how somebody ends up making their living doing one-man plays. And I thought about that and decided it would make a really great one-man play. Lost at Santa's Village, how one man ended up making his living out of performing one-man play after another with, life lessons along the way. Oh, and then the pandemic hit, and I somehow found a way to turn all of these shows into remote, virtual broadcasts that I could do from home if I needed to, with a lot less damage to the planet. I still travel, but I'm leaving a lighter footprint. Probably more than you need to know. Anyway, check out my website, check out my videos, look up my schedule, drop me a note, leave me your address, or give me a call. I'm here for you and your students, or your teachers. I now offer teachers free remote previews of these events on a regular basis, and love nothing more than to share my stuff with whomever I can get to watch. See you on the stage. Be safe out there. I would only ask that you come back again some night when we are, as they say, fully staffed. As long as you keep coming to see us, my company will continue to perform, given that it is the blessings of health, good digestion, and freedom from legal intervention. Which is my great wish to each and every one of you here